The new My Little Pony movie came out last Friday on the 24th of September 2021, and in less than a week, speedrunners have been working hard to claim the record for who can recap the movie the fastest. There have been many attempts, many failures, and many new skips found. And today, we're going to be looking at the current world record of the My Little Pony A New Generation recap, any percent speedrun. So, the new Gen 5 movie, My Little Pony A New Generation, starts like everyone expects, with an episode of the Gen 4 television show, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Everything is perfectly normal. The main six are all here. You got Bookhorse eating a book or whatever she normally does, Rainbow Dash saying something preceded by the word awesome, Pinkie Pie being bonkers, Fluttershy
living in a constant fear of all things that plague this pitiful excuse of time we call existence,
and Rarity engaging in casual demonic activity. And who's the last? Oh, Starlight Glimmer. You watch the episode until you realize, wait a minute, Gen 4 ended on October 12th, 2019. What the f*** is this? The whiplash from this realization blue pills you so hard you wake up in cold sweats and realize it was all just a poorly written fanfiction-induced fever dream, written by this newly budding fanfic author, Sunny Star Scout. We have a brief introduction to this terrible child, this wonderful child, and Sunny's father, who is the last adult Earth pony who believes in equality and friendship between races, so obviously he is immediately killed off screen. Now it's time to meet our new main character. She is a purple-haired 20-somethings mare with an obsession with magic and studying. She carries around a really old journal and is quite antisocial, but does have one male best friend who's been with her since she was a child. Oh, and her name is based on the location of the sun. Sorry, just clear my throat. Anyways, you might now be realizing that this film is f***ing beautiful, and you are right, but this is a speedrun, so we're gonna have to lower the graphics quality for frame rate purposes. We then move into a skippable cutscene where our protagonist sings about today being her day, and how then we arrive at a convention center where this 40-year-old Facebook mom shows off her
ethically designed consumer products,
which Sunny helps demonstrate by being inflicted upon by them and utterly embarrassed. This, surprisingly, fails to change the minds of the masses of racists who still happily rejoice in the idea of bathing in the blood of the other races. Now suffering from
severe depression,
Sunny goes home, but on her way encounters the only thing that could have lifted her mood, the screams of the innocent. The source of the screams is none other than this terrorist, known only as Bean Pony, who after some juking and jiving away from the war machines, goes to Sunny's home where she demonstrates her bean powers. Impressed by this, Sunny asks if all unicorns are so powerful, which is when she learns that unicorns have lost all of their non-bean related magic. After singing a song professing their undying, eternal, clearly romantic, and canonical love for one another, Sunny and Bean Pony decide to go on a great quest to return magic to unicorn kind. The sheriff,
principled man of the law,
hears that Sunny is escaping with a wanted fugitive, which is the last straw, and she will now be prosecuted for her continuous and negligent disregard for the law, so he follows their succulent beanie trail. After an arbitrary amount of travel, Sunny and Beans find themselves in the mountains of Zephyr Heights, where they get a fleeting glimpse of Best Pony before being immediately arrested on the completely justified grounds of being presumed as terrorists. Though this was the worst mistake they could have possibly made, as Bean Pony has game sharked in 99 rare candies and maxed out her level, evolving into
tennis horse.
They reach the Queen of Zephyr Heights and make clear their intentions to annex the populace in their quest for world domination. They also meet Best Pony again and her sister Thick Talk, who is an
influencer,
before being thrown into the dungeon. Meanwhile, back in filthy ground pleb town, the sheriff has went into AFK and is replaced by the AI, which immediately declares war on all the other factions and spends 1,250 research points to unlock combustion. And then we go to commercials. So the two enemies of the state experience some light interrogation from the royal sisters. One of them is just here for the gram and leaves immediately after getting enough content, so Best Pony decides to stage a prison break while divulging the top secret information that birds aren't real and that Pegasi cannot in fact fly. By unlocking the door and then just letting them walk out. By now,
the sheriff
has arrived and, able to smell the localized criminal activity, puts a masterful disguise together and gets ready to go undercover. The three
wanted criminals
spend this time bonding in the basement, hitting the audience with some of that thick nostalgia and, of all things, research. Ugh. Through this research, Sunny, with that big large brain, realizes that to give back Unicorn's magic and Pegasi flight, all she needs to do is rub two shiny rocks together. Very good. They plan out their next round of criminal activity, which will be heisting one of said shiny rocks away from the Queen during that night's virtual Fortnite concert, where the live streamer will be performing. Everything goes according to plan until...
Stop! You violated the law!
This puts a damper on things, and accidentally reveals that the royals in fact can't fly like everybody else, and now the princess has to live with the consequences of trying out that new TikTok trend of
deceiving and manipulating the millions of citizens which you preside over,
by being shamed publicly and having her account suspended. This leads to Sunny, Tennis, Best Pony, and the Sheriff escaping together with the gem, but they don't have the gem, but then they are given the gem by a shamed influencer pony. We then perform a sequence break glitch, where we can skip a scene where the Twitch streamer would have actually gotten a reason to follow the group on their quest, and instead go right into all five of them sitting around a campfire where Sunny learns that Tennisaurus turns out to have actually been the singular person to have favorited the deviant art post she made 6 years ago as a child. Oh, and the mama's boy that took over Ponypalooza after the sheriff wandered off walks around his tank factory, sings a song about fascism, and then his mother realizes that the whole thing has gone too far, but she's already missed the kill Hitler as a baby window of opportunity. Not good. Now, finally arriving at some dingy swamp-looking place, the unicorn fugitive performs a musical number to get everyone horny so they'll be disguised as unicorns, and they go searching for the second gem. They find it in a tavern, but it's sadly locked behind a paywall minigame against the bartender. Sunny has a crippling gambling addiction though, so she bets gem for gem, proceeding to immediately lose the first 2 rounds in a complete landslide. But when there seems to be no hope, her friends tell her to sideboard in 4 copies of Settle the Wreckage, and when she casts it in response to the bartender swinging in for 15, before it can even resolve, he suffers a minor stroke and is disqualified by a judge after his second warning for slow play. Winning both gems, they skedaddle on out of there and teeter on the edge of starting a war between the Unicorn and Pegasus nations, fail to rub the magic rocks together hard enough, and everyone goes home with their days ruined. Sunny returns home suffering from even more
severe depression
and sulks around her lighthouse. Oh, Sunny lives in a lighthouse. Well, that's clever. Sunny accidentally then makes a discovery of a third magic gem, and having learned nothing from the first time, is convinced she can now rub them together hard enough to restore everything to the before racist times. She runs out where she happens to find all of her
criminal accomplices,
and she tells them about her third rock. And because the movie needs to end in 12 minutes, all the other characters with the other gems are also there. But before they can go and merge the magic rocks, Pony Mussolini is finally ready to embrace his inner Gundam and commit the genocide he was born to. The party splits up, the 2 DPS characters going around to kite the boss while the casters and supports go to complete the ritual. They just barely manage to not die and finally rub the 3 rocks together. And to everyone's shock, absolutely nothing happens. Not good.
severe depression
is felt by all, except Sunny, who realizes that while she may have completely failed in everything she has ever tried and let down her dead father, disappointing him completely, she does now have 4 wonderful friends, and the amount of crime they will undoubtedly commit in the future brings her great joy, teaching her that friendship is the real magic. Everyone decides to listen to Sunny for the first time and feels ashamed of their excessive racism. And this immense and utter shame activates the magic rock's friendship, which piece together in a sequence that has far gone teasing at this point and instead proceeds to full-on
fondling
the audience with Alicorn Sunny foreshadowing. Magic is restored, the Pegasi can now fly again, and Sunny has finally solved racism. Good work, Sunny. And that's time, baby! Let's go!